Your type is secretly sabotaging your love life, and here's how I know it. Hi besties, I'm Jessica, a Christian dating guide who helps you date better and actually enjoy your single season by reprogramming your brain to Jesus' teachings. And if that sounds like a you thing, hit subscribe and let's go on this journey together. So back to my original point, right? While there's nothing inherently wrong about being attracted to different things, being too rigid or too stuck on a specific type can actually be keeping you single. Why? Well, let's take a look at 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 6 through 8. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Now, the context of this verse is that after rejecting Saul as the king of Israel, the Lord sent Samuel into Bethlehem to find a new king among the sons of Jesse, right? And so Samuel first sees Eliab, and he's like, okay, God, this must be who you want to be king. He looked good, right? And that's when we get verse 6 through 8. God rejects who Samuel, the wise and good prophet, thought looked the part. And that's what we do so much in dating. Our type looks the part. They're cute eye candy. They fit this idea we have of acceptable or perfect on the outside, but that's actually ignoring God's sovereign plan for us. Because it tells God, yeah, I know you're in control, but this is the only kind of man I'm going to accept, okay? I've already decided how this should be, how this should look. So I'm gonna shut my ears to anything else you have to tell me. Now, please do not mistake me. God wants us to be physically or sexually attracted to our spouses. Because why would he care so much that we keep the marriage bed undefiled if he didn't want married couples to have a unique and special sexual passion for one another? The issue is that we put a lot of nice to have qualities like height, skin tone, hair type in the non-negotiable box. And that's why dating is so disappointing. The issue is how spiritually immature we look at this thing called physical or sexual attraction. Because attraction can be built. Most of us have had a moment where we saw somebody and they were just not ugly, they were just but they did something cool or athletic, or they solved a problem, or they're funny. And now you're like, who is you? Right? If I'm lying, I'm lying, okay? Drop a comment if I'm lying, because we have all had that experience, right? And I've heard so many people, so many women prioritize things like, oh, he gotta be dark skinned. I don't want no light skinned man, which has roots dated back to slavery. Look up Willie Lynch. Or height, or a certain eye color, or a certain hair type. But the Bible reminds us in 2 Corinthians 4:18, we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporary, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So if we love God, why do we contaminate the dating experience by focusing on things even God doesn't care about? I even heard a pastor agree with people dating based on skin tone one time. I was listening to the sermon, and literally in front of hundreds of people from the pulpit, the pastor said, well, if you don't like light-skinned men, don't date them. And he started joking about how his wife likes his skin tone and his relatively short stature. And But I thought we go to church to get away from worldly rhetoric. I thought we go to church because we're not supposed to sound like, act like, talk like the world. And so when I tell you I was gagged, and not in the fun Kiki Palmer way, that a pastor will be promoting such dangerous rhetoric that has an underbelly of discrimination, I think, like, how can we as a people, as Black and brown people, say fight the power, anti-racism, equal opportunity, but then when it comes to God's children, who he made in his own image, we're quick to be like, oh, no, he too light for me. Oh, no, he too this, he too that. When we're too focused on a specific type, which clearly hasn't worked out before, right? We close ourselves off to the possibility that there's more out there for us to experience, more out there for us to see. I spoke in my previous video, shown up here, about the myth that physical or sexual attraction can't grow. The myth that immense attraction has to happen the moment you meet somebody, or that means they're not meant for you. But that's the lie that keeps you stuck. The same way we can get the ick from someone who we thought was cute is the same way attraction can blossom inside of us. It's just about intention, really. But we miss out on the blessing because we're looking at the wrong things. The same way God had to redirect Samuel when he wanted Eliab to be the new king, God is trying to redirect you from focusing on a specific look, which is often rooted in superficial qualities. Now, again, I'm not telling you to reject every person you're physically attracted to and go force yourself to date a gremlin from the Lord of the Rings, okay? I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm offering you is an opportunity to be more curious. Curious just means you go deeper. You ask more questions, you have more experiences, you get more holy understanding before you stand so firm on what this is or is not. And it's also important to recognize that feeling unable to broaden your horizons for different people can sometimes be an indicator of a deeper fear or a deeper insecurity. You might cling to a certain type because it feels safe or familiar, or maybe they're fluent in your specific kind of trauma, right? They read you like a book and you feel drawn to them. Maybe you cling to a certain type because you think it will guarantee you the happiness that you think other people are experiencing. Either way, it's a control tactic, and you can't serve two masters. Either you're in control or God's in control. But if we're not open to God stretching us beyond our comfort zones, we're essentially saying that we're committed to never growing, never maturing, never evolving. Because letting go of your type, it requires faith. It requires that you trust God to know that He knows better than you do. He knows what you need. Letting go of the way you've always done something or the way you've always thought about something is scary. It's uncomfortable. And if that's how you feel right now, I just want to remind you of something with Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Ultimately, your type is keeping you single because it forces you to stay in a very narrow way of thinking, practically guaranteeing that you miss out on the bigger picture God has planned. God might have someone for you who doesn't fit the mold you've created in your head, but who's going to love you deeper than anyone else and who's going to feed your spirit. Isn't having that worth trying something new? This channel is for women, and yes, some of you fellas, I see you lurking, who want to stop struggling in dating, see some fruits from their efforts, and actually enjoy singleness while waiting on God. Now, if that sounds like you, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and check out these other videos that I picked just for you. Y'all be blessed, and I'll see you soon.